How you going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Just bringing you some Dune Awakening. Just going to go over kind of my gripes of the game right now. I'm kind of burnt out. My partner is not so much burnt out. She's still playing and she's just in basin, just doing whatever. But at the moment, it just doesn't feel really impactful doing any endgame content, because you generally get blocked out of doing any sort of endgame content. Like I'll go, let's say if I'm flying around deep desert, players will go away and chase you, and like I've heard some instances that a lot of factions would go out of their way and scout all the major spice locations and just attack anyone who does it. So it's really heavy in resource denial, and it's not balanced at all. There's no other way around smaller groups. You can kind of argue people being care bears, allowing it's PvP, all kinds of excuses. But like I mentioned before, mentioned a lot of videos I've made, is that if you alienate your casual audience, you'll lose a lot of players, but also you have to try and appease to more your hardcore player base. But at the moment, it is real heavily geared to large groups. So like 20, first you have to be like 5, 6 plus members to be effective. Just at the moment, it is very, very dull. It's like only thing that's really you do in game is get blueprints you need, keep them prepared, or collect spice or your tier 6 medals, and that's it. You just kind of like go get your parts, whatever, go to dungeons, you get killed, where you lost your stuff, time to go again. Yeah, Zerg guilds are gonna like crush anyone who's trying to start out. So it's gonna be trying big on a die if you're in the deep desert. So there really does need to be a lot more PvE content, especially right now. So, and also there's a few balancing issues. Like some of the weapons are really overtuned, and some weapons just do not perform that well even against PvE enemies in the higher tiers, because it takes a lot more effort than it does, even if you got like all your skills tailored. I get it that they want more melee focus for this game, but obviously like a lot of players do not like melee, and the melee is a little jank, and it's very hard to read an NPC's movement. You can kind of get used to it after a while because it's completely opposite. Because a lot of games are predicated on really fast strikes. This game has a whole slow strike system, so it becomes just a big dance who has the most stamina in a PvP situation. I don't have it on screen, so I don't record it, but and usually most of the times you're never in a one-on-one fight. It's usually you get like dogpiled by someone. It's pretty shitty if you ask me. Then obviously like flying around. Assault Ornithopters is really good for your farming adventures. Obviously carriers and crawlers are the best for getting spice, but that's like minimum 3 people, honestly. Even though you only need 2 to operate it. But with that is that you want to get ganked. You want at least one person to virtually sacrifice the Ornithopter so you can get away. And also the amount of rockets. The amount of rockets you can have on a scout order or a assault order. It's complete insanity. It's like you can have 250 rockets just stacked on that thing. They just keep launching. It is definitely a really excessive amount of rockets they get, so you just load up you want to flip the one. And it's not that, it's pretty cheap really. If you got like established base in the basin, you can go out and make rockets for days. It's just the spice you need. Like, even if you just go on tier 5 or even though it's not the most damage, you can just make rockets. You can make it for days if you got a large enough group. Like, it would take us a little longer because there's only like 3 or 4 of us building up. But yeah, so on this OC servers, I've noticed the OC server on Magnara, whatever the server name's called, it's quite chill in comparison because there's not as many players on. But those NA servers, the European servers, apparently are pretty crazy. And the players get on met at large groups. Especially a lot of content creators, streamers, like PvP streamers, Shroud and a few others. Nikado, all those ones. They obviously go on PvP. PvP is just not worth it. The reward for farmers versus raiders is really out of whack. They have virtually no effort. Like people just quit the game when they get raided too much. It's not necessarily the game's fault, it's also balance. It is kind of the game's fault, it's the devs' fault. Because they've kind of allowed that briefing to be allowed. and people are just going to creep you until you have nothing left. Yeah, then I can see them turning around and just going, oh no, there's no PvP. There's no PvP around over here. Right, you're right. Oh, they're just trash. They don't want to fight me. Elves? Because big elves and actually no one wants to fight them except more sweats. And there's no really other activities in the deep desert except get your blueprints. It's just like whatever. Yeah, so I reckon everyone probably have a break or just play it casually in the basin until they add more content, because it's not really worth it, especially for PvE players. I know they're going to make a big change with PvP for Deep Desert, but Deep Desert needs to have more activities and more ways around getting spice, because at the moment it's a massive chore and no one really wants to do it. And I've kind of like stopped playing it anyway. I've kind of moved on to Armory Forger, because I can't handle Armory Forger. And also, if you made this far in view, I really appreciate your support. Please leave a like, comment, and please leave me a subscribe. Hit the bottom down one, leave me a subscribe. I really appreciate it. Now, I'll keep you on live and just doing other things. I think I will try and stream after this video. I know I say it all the time, but I never ever get a chance to I keep forgetting, or I just too tied up editing. Try and do my best, and I will appreciate feedback. Always give feedback. I think I've got a few likes here and there. That 1 or 2 likes I get does help me to get through these videos and give me the encouragement I need. A few people watching it, even if I get like 1 view this year, I'll be more than happy. At the end of the day, this channel is more of a hobby than it is trying to make a quick buck at YouTube. Because I still really enjoy playing games, and yeah, maybe I'll stream Armory Forger, or you guys will see me doing something else, doing another video. I might do my Armory Forger video, who knows. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's no script in this one, and yeah, I'm terrible doing closeout videos. So thank you guys, I'll catch you later.